welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. Turning off the air so you can hear me. As you see, I'm in the Starbucks drive-thru with my girls. She is. I'm out and about today running a couple errands. Just picked up the girls to come to Starbucks with me. I feel so bad. I totally meant to get them pup cups. That was kind of the point and totally blanked. So at least they don't know that's why or what I wanted to do. I'll have to get them a pup cup next time. But I wanted to film just a chatty video today, just kind of like hangout style. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a really long time. Just sitting in my car, hanging out, chatting. I just got a iced vanilla latte. I tried to order the white chocolate macadamia, but they said they're out of macadamia. I've never had it before, and I saw someone post about it, and I was like, that sounds so good, so I wanted to try it. But I'm bummed they're out of it, so this is just like my go-to whenever I'm on the spot and can't think of anything. I get an iced vanilla latte. So good. I've not been having coffee that much lately. Like, honestly, I haven't had coffee in weeks, so I'm going to drink this very slowly so that doesn't make me crazy. And it's like mid-afternoon, so I honestly don't need a coffee, but I had to come here to get a couple gift cards for some vendors at my wedding coming up, and so I thought I would just treat myself and get a coffee. But the point of today's video is to just hang out and talk all things wedding. I realized I have yet to really make like a dedicated wedding video on my channel. I think I made like an announcement that we are engaged video and like life update video, but I kept saying that I would do like a wedding Q&A or wedding like chat with me video, and I never made one. And the wedding is literally next week as I'm filming this. By the time you guys watch this, it'll probably be like either over or really close. So I was like, I really want to sit down just to film this. I know some people care about weddings, some people don't care at all, and that's okay. I really want to film this just for memories, for me to look back on, and for the few people that actually really care about wedding stuff, because it is so exciting. And if you're a bride or about to be a bride, you know how exciting it is, and it's just like the best time of my life. Honestly, I keep telling everyone the last 6-7 months have just been the most exciting and most fun-filled time of my life. And I have been doing wedding Wednesdays over on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me over there, I have been posting all things wedding there. I've been posting a bunch of really fun like reels and pictures, and I've been doing Q&As on my stories every single Wednesday, so I've answered a ton of questions over there. I just figured I should probably answer some questions on YouTube too for people that don't follow me on Instagram. So I have a bunch of questions that you guys have asked, and I figured I'd just go through and answer some of the most common ones, and then we can just talk all things wedding. It's about 1 week away, so it's a very exciting, nerve-wracking time, but the best time ever. So I'm excited to share it with you guys. I decided I will be vlogging the wedding day as best as I can. It's going to be more like home movie style because it's going to be all over the place. I'm just going to give my camera to anybody and everybody that's around me just to get as much footage as I can. But I thought that would be a really fun memory for me personally to look back on. So I do really want to try to vlog the wedding day, and then of course we'll have a professional wedding video that will come out, and I'll post that on YouTube as well. So for those that are new, my fiance Kyle and I, we got engaged on New Year's Eve last year, and we'll be getting married in July, so we'll have about a 7-month long engagement. And we've been together for almost 6 years now, so we knew we didn't want a really long engagement, and honestly it was kind of a last minute idea to do it in July. The venue that we loved had a last minute opening. They had a cancellation, so we decided to jump on it because this venue did not have openings for like a year, and we really didn't want to wait too long. So we just decided to jump on it and do a July wedding. At first, 7 months sounded really short to me too, and at first I did not think it was possible, but Kyle and I sat down and we're like, you know what, 7 months is really a good amount of time to plan a wedding. And I, with my natural planner in me, like I am very type A about that type of stuff, I got on it right away, and honestly it was very doable. I personally just got to planning right away in January. I booked all the big things: photographer, videographer, hair, makeup, venue, dress, got all the big things out of the way, and then just focused on all the small things and the small details for the next few months. And I felt like personally 7 months was enough time to plan a wedding, more than enough time, and I'm honestly so glad now that it's here, because I couldn't imagine having to wait like another 6 months or another year before getting married. So yeah, that's kind of the background. We have been engaged now for 6.5 months, almost 7 months, and it's been the best time of my life. So much fun planning a wedding. I personally loved it. Like now I'm like, I want to be a wedding planner because I had so much fun doing it. I'm almost sad that it's over. I know a lot of brides say it was like so hard and it was the worst part about being engaged is planning a wedding, but I personally loved it, like thrived in my wedding planning era, and I want to plan all my friends' weddings now. So I'm so excited to see it all come together though. That's the thing. You make all these decisions, all these choices, and I haven't even seen it together. So I'm so excited for the big day, and I hope that I can really live in the present and kind of soak up everything, because I feel like I've done all this work. I really want to see it like come to fruition. And yeah, I'm so excited just for all the little details to come together on the big day and all the big details. And I just know it's going to be the best day ever. I can't wait to show you guys it. Okay, going way back and answering some questions whenever we got engaged. The number one question was, did you know that he was going to propose? Did you see it coming? And my answer to this was like yes and no. I knew that he was going to propose soon-ish, but I really didn't know when, and he ended up proposing a few months earlier than I suspected. We went ring shopping last October. It was like October 1st. I even posted like a little sneaky post over on my Instagram saying that we went and did something really special that day. He took me ring shopping. I had an idea of the cut of ring that I wanted, but he really wanted me to try it on, and I'm so glad that I did, because when we went to look at them, I actually ended up changing my mind. I originally wanted an emerald cut ring, and when I tried it on, I felt like I was wearing someone else's ring. That's what I told people. I just felt like it wasn't me, and I tried on the radiant cut ring, and it just immediately felt so special to me, and it just felt like my ring. So I'm really glad that he took me shopping, because I thought I knew what I wanted and I didn't. So for girls that you think you know what ring style you want, just go try them on. It's such a fun day anyway, just going and trying on a bunch of diamond rings, obviously, but it was really helpful for me to decide what cut I wanted. So he took me ring shopping, so obviously I had an inkling that it was going to happen soon, but I didn't personally think that he was going to propose until this year, 2023, like in the beginning of the year or summertime even, just because we had some trips coming up and stuff like that. And so I thought maybe he'll propose when we go on like our summer vacations in 2023. Of course, everyone kept telling me since we went ring shopping that they thought it was going to happen sooner than later, and I was telling everyone, no, I really don't think it's going to happen until 2023. And he surprised me. He waited till the very last second of 2022, but on New Year's Eve he surprised me with a proposal at home, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a more intimate proposal. I didn't want to be in a crowd or even in front of like a bunch of family and friends. I really wanted it to be like a more intimate, special occasion. And long story short, he tricked me to get me in front of the camera, because he also knew that I wanted to get pictures or videos somehow of the proposal just to have for memories. And he was struggling really hard on a way to get video of it, because he didn't want it to be obvious that he was about to propose. So he got his family in on it, and basically his sister sent me a text saying that she needed me to film a video saying congratulations to Kyle's dad for his retirement. And that's something that we've done in the past before for family, so I thought nothing of it. So it was New Year's Eve, we were all dressed up, so Kyle said, hey, we're all dressed up, why don't we just film that video now? And you would think that I would suspect something with him like over there setting up the tripod, but I truly suspected nothing. I was just thinking about our plans that night. So he got me in front of the camera, and I truly had no idea, so I started going on and on with my whole like speech to his dad, congratulating him on his retirement. And it was only when Kyle started talking that all of a sudden I was like, wait, what's going on? Because he started going totally off script. He told me what he was going to say to his dad, and he didn't start off saying what I thought he was going to say. And he started saying how great of a father his dad was and how great of a role model he is. And that's whenever I started being like, wait, what is he doing? Like, what is he talking about right now? And that's whenever he said, I hope I can be as great of a husband as you are. And right as he said that, you can see in the video my face just kind of going from like smiling to like this blank stare on my face. It's so funny. And that's whenever he says, I hope I can have the husband that you are, and by doing that I have to start by marrying the woman I love. And right as he said that, my face just like dropped. I could not believe that it was happening. He did such a good job of surprising me. I had no idea. He dropped to one knee, said a bunch of sweet things that I'm so glad we got on camera because I totally blacked out and was just like in my head, just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like I just couldn't believe it was happening. And yeah, and then he popped the question. It was so sweet. He did such a good job. I'm so glad that we have it on camera so we can just watch it forever. We showed our families, we showed our friends, even though they couldn't be there. It was sweet that they got to watch the video, and we've watched the video like 100 times. It'll be cute to like show our kids one day. And yeah, it was just such a special moment and something I'll always cherish.
Madison, I love you so much. You made me so happy. I didn't even think it was possible. And I don't want to live without you. And I'll make sure of it. Will you marry me?
Yes. Babe, I love you.
She just said it. I told her to say it.
I love you so much. Okay, I did not think this through filming in my car in the summertime because my camera keeps overheating, so I have to keep like pausing and cooling it off. So I apologize if this video is a little choppy. The next question I got was, how were you not, and actually a lot of girls have DM'd me about this since I got engaged, saying like, how were you not so anxious while you were in that waiting period, waiting to get engaged? And I was, don't get me wrong, like I was super anxious and eager to get engaged, especially since we've been dating for almost 6 years. But what I just kept telling myself is like, what a special time in my life to be so excited about something that you don't get that very often in life. You don't get those times in your life that you're just so excited and eager and anxious and giddy. So I really wanted to soak up that feeling and just enjoy it while I had it, because I know after you get married and everything, you have those like post-wedding blues, and all that fun and excitement kind of will eventually come to an end. So just for all those girls out there watching that are waiting either for their person to come into their life, waiting for an engagement, waiting to get married, it is such like an exciting time. So just soak that in. I know it can be frustrating if you're waiting and waiting and waiting and you really want to get engaged. Just remember, it will happen. It'll happen sooner than you think, and it goes by so fast. So just enjoy it while it's here. Soak up that feeling of like giddy excitement, because it does really go by so fast. So let's talk more about the wedding, since we just talked about the proposal and engagement. A lot of people were asking kind of like, what are my wedding colors, theme, inspo? So going into wedding planning, I did have a Pinterest board. I think every girl has like a Pinterest board they made when they were like 13. I had to go and like majorly edit that Pinterest board, and I didn't really have like a specific theme in mind that I like knew I wanted my wedding to be, but through like picking out little details, kind of created a theme without knowing it. I knew I wanted like bright, warm, airy colors, and at this point I didn't know like what my venue was going to look like, or if we were going to have an indoor or outdoor wedding. I eventually came to the conclusion that having a July wedding, it would be most comfortable for everybody to have it indoors. Although outdoor weddings are so beautiful, and obviously like the pictures are so beautiful, I really chose like comfort over photos, because I feel like July could be 100 degrees, like you have no idea, and men are going to be in suits, and I didn't want everyone to be super uncomfortable. So I chose to have it inside, air conditioning, and also I want Kyle and I to be comfortable when we're standing up there, not like sweating profusely. So I knew that since I wanted it like warm and bright and airy, if it was going to be inside, I wanted a place with a lot of windows. So the venue that we ended up choosing was perfect for that. I actually am obsessed with the indoor ceremony venue because it is super bright and open and airy. There's a ton of windows, so it's perfect. It's like the best of both worlds, because we'll be inside and comfortable but still kind of have that like warm, airy, open, bright atmosphere. The wedding colors that we ended up going with were greens and whites and a lot of golds. That's just kind of what I was drawn to. Whenever it came to flowers, all the flowers that I liked were white. I really liked a lot of greenery, but I liked simple greenery, just like baby's breath. We're gonna have a lot of baby's breath draped around, a lot of white roses, just really, really simple. So I would say a lot of white more than anything, but definitely touches of green and then touches of gold and all the hardware, utensils, and everything like that. Is it going to be a big or for small wedding. So our wedding will be around 150 people, which is exactly what we envisioned. We invited, I think, exactly 200 people, knowing that some people wouldn't be able to make it. So it worked out great. We have exactly about 150 guests coming. Another most asked question is, are you guys doing a first look? No, we're not. Just personal choices. I think when it comes to your wedding day, you just have to do what's best for you. Personally, I've always dreamed of that moment, walking down the aisle and my husband seeing me for the first time, and we're purposely like not spending the night together the first couple nights before the wedding. I don't even think I'll see him the day before the wedding. We just want that to be like a really special moment for us, like first time seeing each other in a while, and his first time obviously seeing me in my dress. I just personally, I see the benefits of doing a first look and having that time for photos and everything, but I just felt like that wouldn't have been like a super special moment for me, just like tap him on the shoulder and him turn around and see me. I felt like it would have just felt very like forced with the cameras all in our faces and stuff, and I didn't want him to be forced to have like a specific reaction, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I can see the positives of both, but personally I've always wanted him to see me like for the first time walking down the aisle, so I stuck with that, never wavered on that, and I'm really excited for that moment. What song are you walking down the aisle to? I went back and forth on a few different songs, but I really wanted something different that I don't hear all the time, and Kyle and I, we have a little inside joke, and one of our favorite movies is The Greatest Showman. So whenever I was looking into a bunch of different songs, I decided to walk down the aisle to Million Dreams, the instrumental or piano version from The Greatest Showman. It is just like such a precious song. The version that I chose, it's actually violin, not piano, is so beautiful, and there's a moment like a minute into the song where it like is really dramatic and like picks up, so that's whenever I'm gonna walk in. And I haven't told Kyle, it's gonna be a surprise to him, but I think the second he hears like the chords in the beginning play, I think he'll know exactly what song it is. So I'm really excited for that moment. I listen to it all the time, and I always like cry to it in my car because I just like picture myself walking down the aisle and seeing him for the first time, and it makes me like super emotional. Do you have honeymoon plans? Yes, we do. Kyle and I, because of his crazy work schedule, my fiance is a first year, almost second year resident. He is a doctor, so his schedule is crazy right now and will be for the next few years of residency. So we couldn't have like a dream honeymoon the day after our wedding because real life doesn't always work out like that. His schedule's far too busy for that. So we are going to do our honeymoon in September. The last couple weeks of September, we are going to Italy. Was it hard to wedding plan with Kyle's busy schedule? Yes and no. There were a few things that he couldn't come to, like the venue. He actually just saw for the first time a couple weeks ago when we went to our venue tour. But the first couple visits, he wasn't able to come with me just because he was working. But honestly, I knew I was going to be like tackling all this by myself because I knew I would love doing it anyway. So I didn't expect him to do much of the planning. I think the most he cares about is like food and music. So when it came to that type of stuff, I would always sit down with him and double check and like get his opinion on it. But when it came to like decor and honestly even just like venue and stuff like that, he always trusted my opinion. And when he went to see the venue, he was really impressed with it. Are the puppies going to be included in the wedding? A lot of questions about our pups. No, they won't be there. We thought about it. We went back and forth on it. But ultimately, we think it would just be too much to ask of someone else to be like handling these two puppies for an entire day or even for a couple hours, just because they are kind of a lot to handle. Mia's just a puppy and Nala's very like shy and skittish around other people, so ultimately we were like, that's just asking for a disaster, and we didn't know how we would get them to like walk down the aisle or anything. So we thought, you know what, let's just save us a headache and keep them at home for the day, and we'll have someone watch them. But they'll be there in our hearts, they'll be there in spirit. Everyone knows that we love them so much. But no, they will not be in the wedding. Are you hiring a videographer or photographer? I can't decide if they're worth the money. For me personally, I always knew that I'd have a photographer and videographer because I obviously love all things like videography, photos, and not only just for my social media, but for just memories. I think it's so important to have those photos. So yes, I hired a photographer. She's amazing. Her name is Juliana Brook Photography. You can find her on Instagram. She did our engagement photos. If you guys saw those, they turned out so great. I think she's going to do an amazing job at her wedding. And Dalton Masterson Media, he is doing our videography. I think he was recommended to me through my photographer, and he's the nicest guy ever. He has amazing work on his website, so I'm really excited to see what he comes up with for our big day. It's definitely an investment. It's a lot of money, but I personally think it's an investment that we prioritize the most because we both really wanted to have those memories. Questions about my dress. I did find a dress. I found it back, I think, the first week of February, which was honestly one of the most fun memories of wedding planning that I have, going with all my girls, my mom, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law. It was so much fun. I wish I could have gone to like 100 different dress appointments, but I ended up finding the one. It's a Justin Alexander dress, and it's so beautiful. I will say, kind of like ring shopping, I ended up changing my mind on the style that I thought I wanted. I had this like idea and vision in my mind of the dress I'd wear on my wedding day, and I tried on a few of those styles, and something just wasn't clicking. I didn't feel like myself. I just felt like I was wearing somebody else's dress. It just wasn't me. And the dress I ended up picking, it was one that was like, I tried on in the middle of my batch, and it was the one that I just kept coming back to. I kept comparing every single dress to that one, and that's when I knew. I just knew no dress was going to compare to that one. I was never going to find a dress that I liked more. So that's when we stopped the search, and I chose that one, and it fits perfectly. I just picked it up from my alterations lady a couple weeks ago, and it's just hanging in my closet now. Kyle obviously walks past it every day, but he has never seen it, and I can't wait for him to see me in it. He has no idea what style I chose at all. He doesn't know if it's like big and poofy, tight, lace, silk, satin. He has no idea what it is made of, what it looks like, and I wanted to keep it that way. So I'm really excited for him to see me in it for the first time. You inviting kids? No, we're having a kid-free wedding, and honestly, we just chose that because we personally felt like everyone deserves a night out without the kids to come and just like celebrate, dance, drink, party. And so we said no kids, no exceptions for family. Yeah, we just thought it was better that way. Obviously, I love kids. We love our nieces and nephews, but we just wanted a kid-free wedding, just adult time. Do you have a wedding planner? No, and I guess I kind of should have touched on this. I personally, like I said, didn't feel like I needed a wedding planner because I really wanted to do everything my own, and I was fully capable of doing it all my own. Not to say wedding planners wouldn't be extremely helpful, and if that was more in our budget, I would have considered that. But one, it wasn't in our budget, and two, I personally love planning, so I was totally okay taking it all on myself. But if you're someone that doesn't love planning, I would definitely recommend getting a planner. How many bridesmaids and groomsmen are you having? We'll each have 6. I'll have 6 girls on my side. He'll have 6 guys on his side. My maid of honor is one of my best friends. We've been best friends for over 10 years, and his best man is one of his best friends that he's been friends with his entire life. So we're so excited. That's one of my favorite parts of this whole process, is having all of our best friends and family around us celebrating. I cannot wait for the big day, for all of us to be together, the girls having our day, getting ready in the morning, the guys being able to have like their day. It's just so much fun. What is your future last name going to be? My new last name will be Marion. I'll put it on the screen. It's honestly spelled so many different ways, so this is a very different way of spelling it. I'll probably have to spell it out for people the rest of my life, but it's pronounced Marion. So I'll be Madison Marion, and my new teacher name will be Mrs. Marion. So I'm so excited. Starting off teaching kindergarten this year, I'll be Mrs. Marion to all my littles. Who is going to be your officiant? So we went back and forth on this one too, on if we wanted to pick someone that we knew or like a family member, but we ultimately decided we wanted a professional after getting advice from a bunch of people and friends. We wanted someone that has done this a bunch of times, and who was professional, who knew what they were doing, who could keep the show rolling if anything were to go wrong. And so we found someone online. We found someone off of weddingwire.com. They have a bunch of officiants that you can find in your area. His name's Greg, and we had a phone call with him and just hit it off. He's very similar to Kyle and I, just like lighthearted, super positive, sarcastic, funny. We thought he'd be like a perfect guy to officiate our wedding, bring some humor into it, keep it light. We didn't want anything too serious. We just wanted to keep it really lighthearted and like lovey-dovey, so we think he'll do that for us. Are there any specific details or decor that you're including at your wedding that you're most excited about? Yes, there are a few different things. The first one being we're doing after the tone voicemail phone. So we're going to have, which I think a lot of people have probably seen this by now. I've been seeing it more and more on my Instagram. But basically it's like an old fashioned like rotary phone, but it records. So you can leave a little voicemail recording for the bride and groom. And I'm so excited. I know it's going to be hilarious to listen back on, because there'll probably be a lot of like our drunk friends leaving voicemails on there, but I think there'll also be some like really sweet voicemails from our family. And I just thought that was different than just like your traditional like book or thing for people to sign. They can leave a cute little voicemail. Another thing is we're having a photo booth. I know this is pretty common at weddings, but I'm personally just so excited about it because I always love the photo booth at weddings. So we're gonna have a fete or fate booth, I think is how you pronounce it. So I'll have it on the screen, and we're gonna have like a white rose wall that says happily ever after and like a glow LED light, and people can take photos in it all night long. We're also having framed photos of Kyle and I's engagement photos as our table numbers. So we have 14 tables, and each table number will have a picture of Kyle and I on there with the table number under it. Just thought that was like a cute personal touch that we could add. Also, we're having, instead of just a guest book for people to sign, we're having a Polaroid camera on the table for people to take a photo of themselves and tape it or glue it into the book and then write a little message under it. So I thought that'd also be a cute little touch to add along with the voicemail phone. Are you guys saying vows? Yes, we are doing personal vows, and this is actually a decision that we just changed our mind on a couple weeks ago. I know on my like Wedding Wednesdays when I answered this question, I said that we are only going to do private vows, but I decided I really love when I go to weddings and the couples do personal vows up at the altar. So Kyle and I are going to do personal vows at the altar, even though I'm like really nervous. I just don't like public speaking, and I feel like even though I'm supposed to be just talking to Kyle, there's gonna be like 150 people staring at me, so I'm trying to like drown that out and just focus on me and Kyle. And so yes, we will be doing personal vows at the altar because I think it'll just make it a lot more special. What have you been using to help keep organized? So a combination of Pinterest. I have Pinterest boards for every single like subject throughout the wedding that I just kept for like inspiration, and then I also had checklists and to-do lists on my note app on my phone for every single thing you can imagine, as far as like priority things to check off my list to 3 months out, 6 months out from the wedding, and I posted all of those lists on my Instagram. So if you're curious kind of like what checklist I was using, I have posted them over on my wedding highlights on my Instagram page. But yeah, lots and lots of to-do lists, and the notes app on my phone was super helpful. How did you plan your bachelorette party? So if you didn't follow me on Instagram and see, we just went to Nashville, Tennessee for my bachelorette party. It was so much fun. We went with 10 of my girlfriends and 5 of my bridesmaids came. It was seriously like the dream bachelorette party. I like had such bad post bachelorette party blues after that it was over because I didn't expect to have so much fun. I knew it was gonna be fun, but I just didn't expect it to be like that perfect. It was so much fun. So highly recommend going to Nashville, Tennessee for bachelorette parties because it's the center of bachelorette parties. I feel like it's just made for brides because there's just so much to do there, and they really like celebrate and honor bachelorettes there. Like everywhere you go, you see brides, so it's so much fun. But yeah, we had a great time. My maid of honor helped me plan it, but honestly, I did most of the planning myself because again, just type A when it comes to that. I like to do the planning. It's fun for me, so I told her, you're good, sit back, I'll do the planning, because she had a lot going on with planning my bridal shower. So yeah, Nashville, Tennessee, it was so much fun. I have a vlog, by the way. I vlogged the week before the bachelorette trip, just like preparing, what I brought, what I wore, and then I also vlogged some clips from that weekend if you want to see. It was so much fun. I've said that like 100 times, but it was so fun. So go watch that vlog. I'll have it linked right here. Hey guys, it's the next morning. I'm just sitting down right now to edit this video. My camera died yesterday in the car and I didn't bring a spare. So I realize now after editing it, I've been talking far too long, and I've answered most of your guys' questions, most of like the most popular ones. If you guys do have any more questions though, feel free to comment them down below and I'll answer them, or always feel free to DM me over on Instagram or go check out the highlights on my Instagram that I've already answered a ton of questions over there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, just kind of like a chill, chatty video talking all things wedding. I cannot believe the wedding is so close. It's literally next weekend. It feels so surreal. Like everything's starting to feel real now. It's so exciting. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions or want to see any more wedding related videos, let me know, comment them down below. I do plan on vlogging the week before the wedding, so I'm going to start a video tomorrow, just all the wedding prep things, and then I do plan on trying to vlog the day of the wedding as best that I can. So stick around for those wedding videos, subscribe if you're not subscribed, give this video a thumbs up if you're liking this wedding content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.